Hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man here. In today's episode, we're going back to the year 2016. It's a two-player game by Renegade Games. Now, if you know the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, then you'll definitely like this game. Even if you don't, you'll still like this game. It is called The Blood of an Englishman. In this game, it's two players, like I said. One player is Jack, one player is the giant. Jack is trying to build up the beanstalk so he can steal the 3 golden treasures from the giant. Well, obviously the giant's trying to cut down his beanstalk and try to capture him. Let's head on over to the gamer's table where I'm going to show you how to play The Blood of an Englishman. All right, here we are at the gaming table, The Blood of an Englishman. Let's check it out and see what's inside. So we got the instruction booklet right here, which they did a really well done job in there, front and back. Here you go. All right. Now this usually came with a insert. I decided to sleeve these cards because I really love the way these cards looked. So I took the time to actually sleeve them, and they didn't fit in the insert, so I took the insert out. You also have 50 cards. So you're going to have 50 cards with the beanstalks on them and the pictures of the giant on there. All right. Then you also have these cards right here. Now these cards are the cards that tell you what moves, who can do what. So you got one card for the giant, one card for the jack for each player. That way you have these cards. So you can tell, okay, Jack, what can he do? The giant, what can he do? And each player gets a set of these. That way you can see what each player does. Okay. So we'll just do this. Now, like I said, there's 50 cards in here. So what you'll do is you're going to go ahead and shuffle them up. And you're going to do some castle stacks. That's what they call them. You're going to have 5 rows of 10. So every one of these cards will be used in every game that you play. So let's just say we shuffle these up. And we're going to do it just like this. Let's see if we can see them. Let me bring this down a little bit here so you can see a little better. And you're going to do 10 cards. Now, you got to make sure that you can see the upper left-hand corner, because obviously you need to see whether it's a jack, a beanstalk card, or a giant card, okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to do 10 of each here. Let me go ahead and do that for you. Okay, so here are your castle stacks. And like I said, you're going to have 5 rows of 10 cards, okay? And that's how you're going to divvy them up, just like so. Now, you can see you have some beanstalk cards in there. You also have the fee, fi, fo, fum cards that are in there. And then you also have 2 of each of the golden treasures that Jack is trying to get, which is the golden harp, the golden goose, and gold. So the object of the game is Jack. Let's go ahead and take the Jack card here. He is trying to complete 3 beanstalks and then top off the beanstalk with 1 of the gold treasures. You are trying to get all 3. You're doing 3 beanstalks and 1 of each of the treasures. The giant, what he's trying to do is keep Jack from stealing his gold treasures by taking out his beanstalk so he can't reach the gold treasures. Let's go ahead and show you how this works. So let's go ahead and start off with Jack. Obviously, he's nimble and quick. So he's going to have 3 moves he can make per turn. Let's go over those 3 moves. First of all, what he can do is he can move 1 card in the front to another stack. So let's say he wants to do, puts the 9 over here. That can constitute 1 move. Or he can take one from the back over here, take one from the top, and place it to the front. He can also do that. Okay. Another move is he can go back to the beanstalk. So what he can do is he can take a card in the front and place it in the back, like so. All right. Also, the one move he can make is begin his beanstalk. So let's just say he's going to take this number and put it right here, number 1. Now, in order to constitute a beanstalk, you need 6 of the cards, and the numbers have to be in ascending order. Not necessarily in numerical order. It does not have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but as long as the numbers are ascending. So you can skip numbers. You can go 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, and 8, 9. As long as the numbers are ascending, then that will work. As soon as you get your 6 beanstalks, let's just say, for instance, he has a 1 and a 2, and then let's just say he went 4 and then he did 5. Okay, as long as they're ascending. Okay, let's bring these up a little bit here. That way we can see. Let me see. There you go. You can see the beanstalk down here. You get 4 going here. You need 2 more. Let's just say he has a 6. And then he finishes off with a 7. That would be his 6 cards that he needs for a beanstalk. And then what he must do is he must get his hands on one of the golden treasures and top off that beanstalk. That would be considered one completed beanstalk. So you go ahead and put it like this and go ahead and place it in front of him. So those are the ones he has. So that now he has that. And then he starts at second beanstalk. You can only start one beanstalk at a time. You cannot start one and then start a second one when you have not finished the first one yet. Once I complete that beanstalk, then I can continue on to my second beanstalk. All right. So that is Jack's moves. He can either move one card in the front to another part of the front. He can go from the back to the front, so take a card from the back and place it up front. He can also go to the front of the beanstalk, take one from back here and put it right here. All right. Or like I said, he can actually take a card and place it in front of him to start his beanstalk. Those are the moves he can make. Now let's go ahead and show what the giant can do. Okay. The giant can make one move only. Okay, let's just go ahead and put those back in there. I don't know if those are 10 each, but I'm just kind of showing you what the giant can do. Now, the giant, he can choose one of these options. He can actually take 4 cards from the bottom here and place them anywhere in another stack. Okay, he could pick up 4 of them. So it's almost like a giant going, ah, you know, takes 4 of them from the front and puts them on another stack. He can do that. Or he can do 2 moves. This is the only time he can do 2 moves if he only takes 1 card and places it in front of another deck. If he does that, takes 1 card from another one, then he can take another one and place it over here. Okay, that's the only time he can do 2 moves, when he moves 1 card to the front of another stack. Okay. And thirdly, what he can do is he can take any one of these cards out of play, except for the gold treasures. The gold treasures must stay. But any of the beanstalk cards, he can take out. If he wants to take this one right here, he can take it out of the game, and that is his move. Okay? Now, the 2 ways that the giant can win, like I said, is either prevent Jack from getting up the beanstalks to get all 3 of his treasures, or if the giant can assemble, let's go ahead and do this, that way I can show you. Let's see here. If he is able to get in 4 of the 5 castle stacks a fee, 5, fo, fum, and obviously does not have to be in any order, he wins the game. So if he gets fee, 5, fo, fum in any 4 of these 5 stacks on the bottom, he'll win. Or if he can manage to do this. Anywhere, as long as they're right next to each other, if he can get all 4 in a row, whether it be down here, or it can be up here. It doesn't matter. If you can get all 4 of these all next to each other, like so, he wins the game as well. So if he gets 4 fee, 5, fo, fums vertically, all together, he wins. Does not matter what order. Or if he gets all 4 of them out of the 5 stacks on the front, he also wins the game. So there's 3 ways for the giant to win. That is when, like I said, vertically, in front of 4 of the 5 stacks, or simply just prevents Jack from getting all the beanstalk cards he needs to get to the golden treasures. And that, my friends, is the blood of an Englishman. Now let's head on over to the game room, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts on the blood of an Englishman. Definitely a thumbs up in this realm. Yes, definitely a thumbs up. I love the way one player is Jack, one player is a giant, and the play is completely different. Completely different. Jack, you're able to do 3 moves, while the giant can move 1, unless he does the 1 card on each side, then he gets 2. Very big difference. And a lot of times, I mean, it seems like I've read some things about, who wins more. And I've heard in some videos as well, too. I've watched a couple videos, too, that they say that the giant usually wins 55% of the time. But it seems like Jack wins more from all the people that have played it. So it's very interesting how that works out. But, yeah, the thing is with this game, if you like a game where you know, you're talking amongst each other and you're just chatting away as you're playing the game. This game, you're probably not going to have that. You're probably going to have silence, just because you're concentrating on the board, or the cards, I should say, and you're trying to figure out your next move and the move after that and the move after that and the move after that. Just seeing, okay, if I maneuver this card over here, I'll move this card over here. But then you're hoping the giant doesn't come around and chop off those 4 cards and put them somewhere else, and it completely destroys what you're trying to do. So it is a crazy little game, and talk about fun. I love the art in it. I mean, the cover is really cool, and you know what? The gameplay is great. I tell you, it is a fun little game. What's the time frame on here? It says it is about 30 minutes. You can be really studying the board or how you can move certain cards around. So it might take a little longer, it might take a little shorter. So you never really know. Good, solid game. Definitely go out and get it if you can. The Blood of an Englishman.